हेलो बच्चों, वेलकम बैक इन योर फेवरेट यूट्यूब चैनल लर्निंग साइंस विद सीके। बच्चों, in the last class I have started class 7 science and I have started teaching first chapter, that is nutrition in plants. Okay, under that we have discussed some points, and those are, first of all, what that was the part 1 of this chapter, and we have till now studied nutrients, mode of nutrition in plants. Second, we have studied about photosynthesis, that what is photosynthesis, and this is we get to know that this is the process of making food by the in plants. Okay, this is a process of making food in plants, and we have also studied that where this is happening and what are the constituents required for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and we have also discussed about chlorophyll and stomata, and are the small important ingredients that is required for the process of photosynthesis. Under that, we have also studied that these important ingredients, how they are being transported up to the leaves for the process of photosynthesis. And we have also done an activity to get to know how and why sunlight is essential for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, bachcho? And today we will discuss the topic, and topic is synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrate. Okay, till now we have studied that photosynthesis, by the process of photosynthesis carbohydrate is prepared, but we know that as a nutrient there are some other materials are also there which are important nutrients. For example, protein, fat, vitamins. And as we know, bacho, we are getting all these ingredients from plants, so it is important and it is somehow fixed that these are being prepared in the plants by some process, and some important ingredients are required for those processes, and we will get to know that how these other ingredients, other important nutrients are being prepared in plants. Okay, so be with me for to learn this properly. Okay, and you open your book in the page number 4. Okay, and you will find this topic in page number 4. In the left side you will get the topic synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrate. Okay, so be with me in this chapter and we will get to learn in the very best manner. Okay, okay बच्चों, तो मैं अभी कंटिन्यू करता हूँ बुक में. ओके, ओके. हेलो बच्चों, तो हम लोग शुरू करते हैं. आज का स्टडी है हमारा सिंथेसिस ऑफ प्लांट फूड अदर देन कार्बोहाइड्रेट. तो बच्चों, से इन योर बुक यू हैव जस्ट लर्न दैट प्लांट्स सिंथेसाइज कार्बोहाइड्रेट थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस. बच्चों, जैसा कि हम लोग जानते हैं कि प्लांट्स जो है फोटोसिंथेसिस के थ्रू जो है कार्बोहाइड्रेट का फॉर्मेशन करते हैं, सिंथेसिस करते हैं. ओके, so what is carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is made of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, these are used to synthesize other component of food such as protein and fat. Okay, तो बच्चों, जैसा कि मैंने बताया था कि प्लांट्स में फोटोसिंथेसिस के प्रोसेस के थ्रू जो है what is formed? It is formed is starch. Okay, then what other nutrients, for example protein, fat and vitamins, from where we are getting, or where they are being formed? The answer is that these other things are formed in the plant using this carbohydrate. Okay, and for example, for making protein, what is required? protein, nitrogen is required, okay, because protein is a nitrogenous substance, okay. Then question arises that from where the plants are getting this nitrogen. Answer is from where? Recall that nitrogen is present in abundance in gaseous form in air. तो बच्चों, as you know that nitrogen is present in abundance in gaseous form in the air, but plants cannot absorb these nitrogen. Okay, then how they will get it? Soil has certain bacteria that convert gaseous nitrogen into a usable form. Okay, so soils have certain bacteria that have the capacity, they have the capacity to convert nitrogen into some compound form that can be absorbed by the plants. Okay, so plants can absorb the nitrogen in some compound form through their roots. Okay, and how these nitrogens come to the soil? Because of some bacteria that is found in the soil. Okay, so now you know that nitrogen plants, some plants where are the source of protein, for example pulses, in their roots there is some nitrogenous bacteria which are converting free form nitrogen into nitrogen compound that is in the that dilutes in the that dissolves in water and that can be absorbed by the roots, okay, easily. Now other mode of nutrition in plant, okay, as we have studied that the important mode of nutrition in plants is through the process of photosynthesis. But all plants and other animals don't have this process of photosynthesis, though they don't have, some plants don't have chlorophyll, then how they are dependent on how they are cooking their food, how they are synthesizing their food, okay. So we will get to know about here about them. Now, as we called to the plants, what we call to the plants? We call to the plants autotroph because they can form their food easily by the help of chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize food. There are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. Okay, some plants do not have chlorophyll, then they can't synthesize their food. Okay, so how do they survive? How do they get their nutrients? Like humans and animals, which are dependent on plants and other animals. Okay, so the plants which cannot uh, cook their food, or the animal which cannot make their food, they have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, for example, you have seen a yellow wiry branched structure twining around the stem and branches. Have you seen, Bachcho? And this plant is called Kaskuta, and in Hindi it is called Amarbel. Here is the picture of Amarbel. I think that you all have seen these types of thread type of structure which cover the whole tree, whole plant, and its name is Kaskuta. In Hindi it is called Amarbel. Amar means what? Something which never dies. Okay, so this plant is taking their food from the original plant or main plant, which is also called host. Okay, and this amar bale, which is in the form of thread like rope like structure spread all over the tree, their roots are embedded inside the main plant, okay, and they only absorb whatever is being prepared by the process of photosynthesis in the host plant, okay. So Cuscuta does not have chlorophyll, okay. It takes ready-made food from the plant on which it is climbing, okay. You have seen here, the plant on which it climbs is called the host. जिस प्लांट में ये क्लाइंब करता है बच्चों, उसको क्या कहा जाता है? होस्ट, ओके. Since it deprives the host of valuable nutrients, Cuscuta is called a parasite. Why it is called parasite? Because it deprives the host of valuable nutrients, means it's absorbing the valuable nutrients which is being formed in the host plant, and so it is called parasite, okay. Now question is, are we and other animals also a kind of parasite? No, we are bachcho not a parasite, because we are not. There are so many reasons. We humans are totally different. We humans can give shelter to the plants and other animals and help to grow them, okay. But a parasite never helps the host plant in growing and prospering to their host plant, okay. But we humans are providing shelter to animals and plants. We are growing, we are farming, okay. So we are not we can't be called parasite. We are different than parasite, okay. We are called heterotrophs. We are dependent for food in plants, but we can't be called a parasite, okay. Now Paheli Paheli again came to us. Paheli is asking a question. Paheli want to know whether mosquito, bedbug and lice and leech that suck our blood are also parasite? Yes, they all are parasite because they are depriving the valuable nutrients from the host animal. Okay, so they all are parasite. Now, another question: Have you seen or heard of plants that can eat animals? Oh my God! Do you know, bachcho, that some plants can eat animals? Okay. Who are they? They are, there are a few plants which can trap insects, oh, and digest them. You can see here the pitcher plant. Bachcho, can you see the pitcher plant here? And this plant eats small insects and small animals for some nutrients. We will get to know later, okay. Such plant may be green or of some other color. Okay, they may be green because actually they are doing photosynthesis for some other things and some other nutrients, that is nitrogen, especially nitrogen. They are absorbing, eating, trapping insects, okay, and small animals, and getting the nitrogen compound from their body, and that is being used for the making protein in their body, okay. So these types of plant, where we will get these types of plant? We will get these types of plant in the area which is deprived of nitrogen, okay. Here, pitcher-like or jug-like structure is the modified part of leaf. Okay, bachcho, you can see here pitcher-like structure or jug-like structure. And what is this? this is a form of modified leaf. Okay. The apex of the leaf forms a lid which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. Bachcho, you can see a lid here. This is the top part of the leaf which modify in the form of lid, and that can able to open and close. It closes when some insects goes inside this liquid form. Okay. Now inside the pitcher there are hair which are directed downwards. Okay. Inside this picture there is hairs which is directed downwards, so that if any insect enters, it can easily enters, but it cannot come outside because of the hairs which is directing downwards and do not help the insects to come out. And also there is some liquid inside. There is some liquid here inside which is jelly like and sticky in nature. Okay, this is actually digestive juice. Okay, which kills the insect and absorb its nitrogen compounds. Okay, now when an insect lands in the pitcher, the lid closes and the trapped insect get entangled into their hair. Okay, whenever an insect enters from the mouth of the pitcher, this lid closes and the insect trapped inside because of the hairs and this jelly liquid. Okay. The insect is digested by the digestive juice secreted in the pitcher and its nutrients are absorbed. Okay, as I told you, there is some nutrient liquid digestive juice is found here, and which what this digestive juice does, this absorb all the valuable nutrient from the insects. Okay, so these types of insect eating plants are called insectivorous plants. Okay, so this type of pitcher plant is called insectivorous plant. Is it possible that such plants do not get all the required nutrient from the soil in which they grow? Yes, actually they are trapping insects because they are growing in an area which have lack of nitrogen. Bojo is confused. If the pitcher plant is green and carry out photosynthesis, then why does it feed on insect? Answer, Bacho, I have already given you, so I think Bojo also get the answer. Now we will study saprotrophs. Okay, Bacho, you can breathe for a second. Then we will start again the new topic, saprotrophs. Okay, saprotrophs. Who are saprotrophs? This is the other form of saprotrophs are a special group of animals, organisms, okay, which is growing in a dead and decaying materials. For example, mushroom. And here you can see the growing of fungi in bread, that is yeast. You have seen packets of mushroom sold in vegetable market. Most of you have seen. Okay, you have also seen umbrella-like patches growing in moist soil or on rotting wood during the rainy season. That is also a different type of mushroom. Okay, and let us find out what type of nutrients they need to survive and from where they get them. Okay, as I told you, saprotrophs are a special group of animals which is growing in dead and decaying organisms and plants. Okay, if there is something decaying, there you will find, and if moist is there, you will find some special organism. For example, fungus. They are normally fungus. For example, here you can see agaricus. Here is the example is yeast. Okay, they are fungus. Now Bojo has a question. Yes, Bojo, what you have the question? Bojo want to know how these organisms acquire nutrients. Oh, as I told you, na, these organisms acquire their nutrients from where? From the dead and decaying organisms, and their structure is not green, so they are not green plants as they lack chlorophyll and cannot make food by photosynthesis. They cannot food photosynthesis. Okay, that's why they are dependent on the decaying organism. They are absorbing all the important nutrients from there. These organisms are called fungi. As I told you earlier, these are called fungus or fungi, any word you can say. They have a different mode of nutrition, and that is called saprotropic nutrition. This mode of nutrition in which organisms take in nutrients from dead and decaying organ matter is called saprotropic nutrition. Once more, the mode of nutrition in which organisms take in nutrients from dead and decaying matter is called saprotropic nutrition. Okay. Such organisms with saprotropic mode of nutrition are called saprotrophs. The organisms are called saprotrophs and the mode of nutrition is called saprotropic nutrition. Okay, बच्चों. Now, fungi also grow on pickles, leather, cloth, and other articles that are left in hot and humid weather for long time. Okay, wherever there is leather is also an animal product, pickles they are plant product. Okay, and other clothes especially clothes, cotton clothes, they are also a plant product. So these fungi are growing only in the dead and decaying animal and plant products. Okay. The fungal spores are generally present in the air. Fungal spores are what? Spores are a special type of structure which help fungus to form new fungi, new living organism like them. Okay, so spore is just like as we humans have what zygote. Okay. So why they form spore? Actually, these fungus are growing in a moist area. Whenever there is hot season, summer season, they form fungus, and that fungus flow in the air, and they land on the where they are landing on wet and warm things. They germinate and grow. Means mm, in the adverse condition, these fungus are making spores. Okay, and these spores are being grown whenever they are getting warm and wet area. Okay, they can germinate and grow. Now, can you figure out how we can protect our things from getting spoiled? How we can protect our thing from getting spoiled? You know, by uh, you can protect your things only in the method that you have to keep them, you have to save them from getting wet. Okay, getting wet. Some organisms live together and share both shelter and nutrients. Okay, in the world, there are some organisms which have special type of combination mutual living relationship, and this type of living relationship is called symbiosis. Okay, in symbiosis, what happens? One of the two member providing shelter and the another member providing nutrition. Okay, for example, certain fungi live inside the root of plants. Okay, certain fungus are living inside the root of plants, and how they are helping the plants? The plant provide nutrient to the fungus, and in return fungus provide water and certain nutrients. Okay, plant is getting what in return from these fungus? They're getting water and certain nutrients, and fungus plant is providing nutrients to the fungus. So mutually they are helping each other to sustain their life. So this type of living relationship is called symbiosis. Okay बच्चों, I think you all have understand. In organisms called lichen. Lichen is a special group of organism which is living in the symbiosis mutual relationship. Okay, in what are those members in lichens? A chlorophyll containing partner, which is algae and fungus, live together. Okay, this is so lichen is a combination of algae and fungus. So algae have the chlorophyll and it is synthesizing starch and other carbohydrates. Okay, and in return fungus is getting nutrients from the algae. And what algae getting from fungus, we will know. The fungus provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga, means fungus is helping these algae in to get water, to get minerals, and also this fungus are providing shelter. Okay, and in return fungus are getting nutrients that is being prepared and provide food to the fungus. Who is providing food and who is providing food to the fungus? Alga. Alga is providing food to the fungus. Here is the alga. Okay, now next thing we will learn is how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Okay, now we have studied that plants are absorbing important nutrients from soil, so there is requirement that the soil again replenish itself for the nutrients. Okay, there is some situation. Have you seen farmers spreading manure or fertilizer in the field? Yes, most of you have seen that farmer is using fertilizer and manure. He is spreading that in the field. Okay, field or gardeners using them in lawn. बागीचे में आपने देखा होगा गार्डनर जो है माली आपके जो है पॉट में भी जो है न्यूट्रिएंट्स ऐड करते हैं, मैन्योर ऐड करते हैं ना. So that is the method of replenishing the soil for nutrients. Okay, you learned that plant absorb minerals and nutrients from the soil. Yes, as I told you. So their amounts in the soil keep on declining. Definitely, if something is used from the soil continuously as plants are using, So at a time will come that those nutrients they will decline in the soil. So it is required to replenish those nutrients in the soil so that plants can grow healthy. So fertilizer and manures contain nutrients such as nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. Okay. These are the important nutrients which is being used by the plants for the various purpose and for preparing their food. So these nutrients need to be added from time to time to enrich the soil. Definitely we can grow plants and keep them healthy if we can fulfill the nutrient requirement of the plant. Yes, definitely. If we want to grow a healthy plant, we have to replenish the soil by using manure and fertilizer. Manure is best, okay, to use. Usually crop plants absorb a lot of nitrogen and the soil become deficient of nitrogen. Yes, as farmers are growing crops in a very large scale. So those plants are absorbing the important nutrients from the soil at a very high rate. So it is very important to replenish the soil from nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium like nutrients. You learned that through nitrogen gas is available in plenty in the air. Yes, we know that nitrogen, but plants cannot use them as we know. So how the plants are getting these nitrogen? There is a bacterium and its name is rhizobium. Bacho, please remember this name. Rhizobium, it's a bacteria which is helping to get nitrogen, okay, in the soil and plants absorb it. So rhizobium has the ability to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into some nitrogenous compound. So these rhizobium can take atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into usable form. Usable form so is the form to which plant can absorb. But rhizobium cannot make its own food. Oh, so that's why they are growing in the roots of gram, pea, moong and beans and other legumes and provide them with nitrogen. So it's a relationship of symbiosis. Okay, rhizobium is in living as a symbiotic form with the leguminous plants. Leguminous plants are those plants which are providing uh, pulses to us. So these rhizobium cannot cook their own food. In return, they are getting it from the plants. So plants provide food and shelter to the rhizobium, and in return, rhizobium help to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into some usable form. So they have a mutual relationship, love symbiosis. Sorry. They thus have a symbiotic relationship. Okay, bacho, I think that you all have understand how this relationship is, and this relationship is called symbiotic relationship. This association is of great significance for the farmers. Yes, definitely, no doubt. Now, they can reduce the use of nitrogenous fertilizer where leguminous plants are grown. So, if we want to replenish nitrogen in the soil which have deficit of nitrogen, we should grow leguminous plants. Okay. Most of the pulses dals are obtained from leguminous plants. Yes, definitely. So, Bacho, we have studied so many things in these chapters. We will recapitulate what we have studied in this chapter from the start. we have study started from the chapter that is nutrition in plants. We get to know about the nutrients, what are the important nutrients. Okay, then we have studied mode of nutrition in plants and we get to know about the autotrophic mode of nutrition. 1 minute. Then we have studied about the autotrophs. Autotrophs are the plants. Those plants which are making their own food are called autotrophs. And this mode of making food is called method of getting food is called autotrophic. Then we have studied about photosynthesis. Okay, then we get to know that for photosynthesis some substance are required, for example carbon dioxide, and that is being absorbed by the leaves through stomata. Then we have studied about the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the important constituent for making food. Then we have studied about the importance of source of energy, that is sunlight, that is very important to absorb for the process of photosynthesis. Here is the full-fledged example of tree, how the sunlight is absorbed, nutrients and water is being getting from the soil, and all things reach to the leaves. In the end, leaves have chlorophyll and leaves are doing photosynthesis. We get to know about the structure of stomata. We get to know about we have done activity to understand that how sunlight is important for the process of photosynthesis. Then we have studied about the synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrate, where we get to know about the how protein is formed in the plants. Okay. Then we have studied about the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Then we get to know about the parasite, and so we have studied about some insectivorous plants, pitcher plant, then saprotrophs, special group of organisms which are growing in dead and decaying organisms, for example these mushrooms and yeast. Okay, now to see the yeast, you can do this activity by moistening the piece of bread and keeping it somewhere, and after some days you will observe the fluffy greenish structure and you can see it in the magnifying glass. Okay, now you have studied about how nutrients are replenished in soil. Whatever the constituent nutrients being replenished is being replenished in the soil by using manure, fertilizer and planting leguminous plants. Okay, so we have studied all these things. I think bacho you get all the points, and also learned these keywords: autotrophic, chlorophyll, heterotrophs, host, who are called host, insectivorous plants, who are insectivorous, nutrient, what is nutrient, nutrition and difference between nutrient and nutrition, parasite, sorry, who are parasite, does we are or not. Then photosynthesis, important terms: saprotrophs, special saprotrophic, saprotrophs are organism and saprotrophic is method. Okay, stomata, these are the keywords. Okay, in the next video we will discuss the question and answer of this chapter. Okay, I will provide you a short video for this to get the answers. You should read these all the lines, which is in a nutshell to understand the important points. And first point is that all organisms need food and utilize it to get energy for growth and maintenance of their body. Okay, definitely green plants synthesize food for themselves by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, green plants they are requiring something, some substance, and they are doing photosynthesis, so they are called autotrophs. Plant like Cascuta are parasite, we know. They take food from the host plant. Okay. Now, plants use simple chemical substances like carbon dioxide, water, and minerals for synthesis of food. Next point, chlorophyll, water, and carbon dioxide, sunlight are the essential requirement for photosynthesis. Next point, complex chemical substances such as carbohydrate are the products of photosynthesis. By the by the process of photosynthesis, carbohydrates are formed. Solar energy. Solar energy is absorbed by the chlorophyll 2, which is present in leaves. Oxygen is produced during photosynthesis. It is a byproduct. Oxygen released in photosynthesis is utilized by living organisms for their survival. So this oxygen very important for us, that is being released from the plants, and so that's why plants are so much important for us. Now fungi derive nutrition from dead and decaying matter, so they are called saprotrophs. A few plants and all animals are dependent on others for their nutrition and are called heterotrophs. So all the animals and plants which are dependent on others for their food, nutrition are called heterotrophs. So okay, exercise we will do in the next short video. I'll make a short video for this. Okay बच्चों, thanks for watching, and if you have some questions you can ask me in the comment box. Okay, and if you have some queries, that is also most welcome. Okay बच्चों, थैंक यू, एंड अगर आप फर्स्ट टाइम मेरे चैनल पे आए हो तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कर लो, ताकि आपको जो है नेक्स्ट वीडियो की इंफॉर्मेशन आपको मिल जाएगी और आप की जो स्टडी कंटिन्यू रहेगी. ओके, थैंक यू, बाय बाय, टेक केयर.